Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy Dark Raku with yeah. Wait, so let me say that again. Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy Dark Raku here with What If Issei was trained by this trained by three strongest swordsmen, but not the point. This is part 3 of this What If. Other than that, let me begin. Also, yes, yesterday I was so sleepy, tired for everything. So yes, I'm back. I'm not gonna redo it. I'm gonna just say fuck it, and let me just actually begin with part 3. I know that some people are gonna ask me to redo it because I was just mumbling, rambling, and I don't even know where the fuck I went. But yeah, I didn't even rewatch part 2. I just fucking went on with part 3 because I remember where I left off. But yeah, other than that, I mostly do that with most recent what ifs just because I know where that left off, so I don't rewatch it. I might forget some things, so yeah. Not the point. Let me just begin back into the what if, okay? I'm gonna ramble on, but yeah. But let me just begin, okay? So we begin into Issei. Issei is right now kind of saying, okay, let's do this, Kiba. Actually, where the fuck is Kiba? Issei kind of questioned out towards mostly all the girls. This is where all of them realize that, well, they know that Kiba is actually a girl and not a boy. So, of course, Kiba actually does kind of, well, mostly look like a girl. Also, that and also some of the Kendo girls already know about magic, because mostly Kiba doesn't actually have short hair. She actually has long hair, which she just released a magic spell. But yeah, now of course it was mostly Mosani who actually released a magic spell. So of course mostly she can actually look like an actual girl, mostly Kiba, and of course where Kiba actually looks like this entirely. She looks like actually a knight, and of course instead of having like blue eyes, I think she will have purple eyes. But yeah, not think, mostly she has purple eyes. But yeah, this is where, well, she also has that armor, but not the point. She does have her like mostly holy eraser, and this is where, well, mostly he says, where the fuck did Kiba go? That fucking bastard. He first just fucking put me in this fucking war with the fucking Kendo class. Well, not even the war, it was just basically a fight. And then he fucking leaves. What a great fucking friend he is. This is so fucking annoying. This is where, well, he says out loud. Now, of course, all of the girls are squash jumping because it seems that Issei doesn't recognize mostly Yuta at all. Or, well, her real name isn't really Yuta. It's actually Yumi Kiba, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly everyone is just squash chopping and saying seeing how Issei is just kind of getting a headache. But yeah, this is where Issei says, nope, you know what? Nah, I'm not gonna deal with this shit. I'm going home. This is where, well, Issei starts walking away until someone tries to swing their sword straight towards him. This is where, well, he turns around to see the holy eraser, catches it by mostly using one hand again, or not one hand, mostly one finger. He just catches the shit and shatters it. Issei looks at the girl closely and says, why do you look like a female version of Kiba? Actually, not the point. And this is where, well, Kiba kind of narrowed her eyes, seeing how Issei just kind of threw the factor away, like literally threw the fucking fact that she's actually a girl. And looks like Issei didn't actually get it fully. This is where, well, Issei says, I don't really care that much. This is where, well, Issei kind of jumps away from mostly mostly Kiba. And this is where, well, Kiba kind of just looks at Issei and says, fight me. Why are you trying to just run away from me? This is where, well, Issei said, I'm not trying to run away from you, little girl. Besides, you look straight up like a female version of Kiba. Wait, was this Kiba's plan? Does he still think I'm a pervert and decide to dress one of the Kendo girls to look similar to him? Great. Fucking great idea, Kiba. What the fuck? Wherever the hell you are at, you're probably hiding behind the crowd and trying to assassinate me. Something like that bullcrap. You were just angry at the fact that I was able to kick your ass. This is mostly Kiba glares at Issei, which Issei kind of looks at her and just says, what? Are you angry because I insulted Kiba or something? This is where, well, she sighs with such an angry, annoyed kind of like sigh and says, you fucking idiot, it's me, Kiba. Well, mostly my name isn't really Kiba Yuta, but it's actually Kiba Yumi. You fucking moron. This is where, well, he says, huh? No, hell no, you're not fucking Yuta. There's no way in hell you're Yuta. This is where he said towards mostly, well, Yumi. Yumi says, yes, I am Yuta, you jerk. You're so mean, you know that? I wonder how you're even going to be able to date anyone in the near future if you mistake someone for actually being a boy to a girl and a girl to a boy. This is where Issei says, well, I'm not going to be dating anyone. Kiba says, wait, what? This is where Issei says, like exactly I said, I have no interest in dating anyone. I have no interest in actually kind of ever talking to the opposite gender. Unless it's a serious kind of situation like a fight or something. Other than that, I don't care. Literally could care less. I am actually still kind of wondering what my goal would be. And I think my goal should be to become the strongest swordsman. Maybe in the samurai way, because I do love the samurai way a lot. Thanks to Atomic Samurai to actually helping me in the history in the samurai way most of the time. But that's not the point. Besides, I don't really care about having children too much. Besides, some of the strongest swordsmen that I ever met, they don't have children. They literally do not care about having children. So I might just go with the routine of like having no child, having no wife, and let's just go. Because I know I can die any fucking time. So what is the point of even having a child or having a wife? This is where, well, you can actually see that Issei doesn't seem to care at all. This is where, well, he's completely different from the one that, well, because she was kind of annoyed from mostly Issei's perverted antics, mostly the before personality, but now she's actually kind of missing it a little bit. Because mostly before personality, mostly Issei was kind of kind towards mostly females, and actually she seems to actually notice this, but of course he was also kind of kind towards her, even in her guy form. Now this Issei is much more ruthless and doesn't care too much. He really does not care. This is where, well, we go into mostly Yumi kind of just saying, fine, if I defeat you, Issei. Issei said, yeah? You want me to teach you the Atomic Samurai ways? No. What? Issei seems confused. You will go on a date with me. This is where Issei says, what? No! No. I'm not doing that. You know what? Fuck it. I'd rather teach you the Atomic Samurai ways. I'm going to have to give up my sensei pride because I am not going on a date with you. You were a guy before. I'm not just going to go fucking switch around and just like, I was never a guy. I was literally born as a girl. Yeah, I'd rather fucking read your document papers, but I feel like you don't have them because you're just a devil. So I might not even go deal with that. Kiba right now throws a piece of paper at Issei. Literally, Issei managed to catch it because he was flying in the wind. That's where Issei grabs it and looks at mostly Kiba's documents. What the fuck? You actually gave me your documents. Huh, you're an actual female. You were actually born as a female. Then why the fuck were you a male though half the time? Actually, no, that's a stupid ass question. I know why you were a male. You basically wanted to see the other side. Or it's because you didn't want to deal with half the guys in the school. Either way, it does sound like something that you would do, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Yumi kind of says, no. I did it because, well, Rias and the others doesn't bother me. I don't really like dealing with girl stuff that much. I really do not like that. I'd rather train in my swordsman style and also how to use sword birth much better. Instead of dealing and sitting there and not doing anything. Unlike Rias, Akano, and even Kaneko. That's why I acted more like a boy and actually had to use a magic spell for a boy cast. I did this ever since I was younger, when I met Rias. You see here, I didn't really like Rias' personality, and the fact that she revived me was kind of an iffy because I would have survived during a, you can say getaway. This is where, well, we'll see. Issei says, what the fuck, did you rob someone? Or did you fucking murder someone? Or did you fucking... No, I didn't do any of that. This is where Yumi kind of says, can I fucking explain? Issei says, sheesh, sure. This is where, well, Yumi explains that pretty much she was experiment. Issei now her eyes cold and says, what? This is where, well, mostly Yumi actually sees the cold eyes, well, mostly the coldness in mostly Issei's eyes, which kind of made her flinch a little bit, made almost everyone flinch. That's where, well, Yumi says, yeah, I was experimenting when I was younger. I was going to die because they wanted to kill everyone. They even killed my older sister. This is where Yumi starts crying. Remember a girl who had reddish hair and blue eyes? And this is where, well, she was about to start kind of breaking down and crying. This is where, well, mostly Yumi says, they killed my sister. This is where, well, she was about to start kind of breaking down fully. And this is where, well, mostly the Kendo girls were about to comfort Yumi until mostly Issei appeared right next to her and kind of put his, like, hand mostly on top of mostly her back, and this is where, well, Issei says, there. You can tell me later if this is hurting you more than ever. Issei said with a very gentle voice. Of course, it was still stern because he doesn't really have a gentle style. Well, I mean, he does if you can consider Kisuke's present, but not much. This went, well, Issei kind of just said, this is where, well, mostly Yuta, well, not Yuta, mostly, what the fuck, why the hell did I say Yuta? Mostly, Yumi kind of says, yes, yeah, I'll tell you later. Not the point. So, would you accept it or not, the challenge? Okay, what if I win? What will happen? You get to, I get to never talk about this again, and we can just ignore this. Yes, sure. This is where she looks saddened, and Issei sighs and says, and you become my girlfriend. Issei said, well, mostly, not girlfriend, mostly he says, you become mine, making Yumi kind of blush, look away. This is where, well, mostly every girl there that was just looking at this kind of got a little angry, jealous look to them, because yes, Issei seems to be just changed entirely. Mostly is no longer the proper, mostly, well, beast. Instead, he's literally a freaking, well, mostly samurai master somewhat. This is where, well, because the fact that he was trained by the Atomic Samurai, they are just going to go crazy for that. Lots of people kind of see how he changed entirely. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, okay, then let's see our battles. Well, mostly let's see how strong you are and you're at your true form. You're probably nothing different from your actual male counterpart. This is where, well, Yumi says, you're so mean, Issei-kun. Fine, if you really want to fight and I take you out, you're mine. This is where Issei says, didn't I just say to you, you're mine after if you lose? Oh, whatever. That's why, well, mostly Issei kind of looks at mostly Yumi. While Yumi kind of creates multiple swords, Issei sighs and says, stop creating multiple swords. Create one sword, focus all your energy, and of course, try to make it more durable than any of the other swords. Issei said with a stern look at mostly Yumi. Yumi was surprised, and that's where, well, she was kind of hesitating because, well, for some reason, she doesn't like creating one sword that's very powerful enough. That's where Issei says, you know, you can stop hesitating. You're not going to be able to kill me. Even if the sword was all the most strongest abilities ever together, all your different sword types, it won't be able to do much to me. This is where Yumi glares at Issei, and this is where she starts focusing all of her kind of like emotions. Mostly she's just focusing anger emotions, but this is where she's creating a sword that's actually based on a bunch of elements together. Mostly like fire, ice, lightning, water, whatever, you get the point. Like, it's kind of focusing also darkness and even holy magic in it. Well, not holy magic, light magic. Not holy magic, light magic. This is where, well, the sword is being created, and it kind of looks like this. So it kind of looks like this one over here with all these colors. It's called the heavenly element, but yeah. But of course, with that sword, she kind of makes it out of mostly a bunch of elements. And this is where, well, she narrowed her eyes at Issei. This is where, well, she actually created something quite powerful. She then looks at Issei with a surprised look because she actually never actually expected to actually put a bunch of element swords together to make something strong. Issei now kind of looks at this surprised and says, well, at least we know that you can actually create a bunch of swords together with sword birth to actually make something much more stronger. Let's see, what to call it? Heavenly, no, heavenly would be a really wrong word to say. I don't know what to say. I would call it the heavy elements use, because I do feel a little bit of holy and light energy in it. This is where, well, mostly Yumi kind of looks at the sword back again and realizes she does, but it's not hurting her. Instead, it does also have this, like, demonic presence, so of course, like, unholy. And this is where, well, she then kind of just smiles and says, wow, I didn't expect I can actually make something like this. Issei says, yeah, don't get yourself too overconfident, you're still going to lose. This is where, oh, mostly Yumi kind of glares at Issei and says, really? You really think I'm going to lose that easily to you? Yes, Issei said, with just a little smirk on his face, thanks to the fact that he's kind of looking at Kisuke, and of course they pull out a fan out of nowhere and kind of just wave his face and saying yes. This is where, oh, Yumi kind of sweat drops and says, you bastard, you're so fucking cocky, you know that? Issei says, yes I am, but can you even stop me? No you can't. This is where Yumi glares at Issei while mostly Issei grins, of course hiding behind the fan. And this is where he then closes the fan, pulls out his sword, mostly the atomic sword, and says, "Bring it in, Yumi. Let's see who's stronger, you or me." This is where mostly everyone is shocked to now see that Issei is now serious. This is where Yumi is right now swinging the sword around. This is where she then smiles and says, "Fine, let's see." This is where mostly both of them just kind of grins. This is where before they actually fight, this is where a girl with kind of pinkish hair, she kind of looks like this. Look that way. So this is where she actually appears. Mostly Masashi actually appears right in front of both mostly Issei and mostly Yumi. Yeah, Yumi. Of course, is where she appears saying, "Okay, you two are not going to be fighting in this kendo club." This is where both of them are confused and say, "Why not?" This is where mostly Yumi says, "Do you not feel the auras that you're both releasing? Yeah, I'm not letting you just destroy the kendo club." This is where mostly all of what's it called, the kendo club members were kind of hoping for a good fight to see mostly Yumi, the true version of mostly Kiba, versus Issei, the most good-looking person now. This is where mostly they're all kind of sad in the eyes, and why mostly their leader just stopping this. This is where mostly what's it called? Mostly Esther was just shocked to see how powerful Yumi is if she actually created a bunch of swords together and actually made it stronger. Of course, she noticed that it was mostly made out of the emotion anger, but the sword is quite powerful. This is where mostly also Merliona kind of noticed this and says, "So she's actually quite powerful, and don't you think, Esther?" Esther says, "Yeah, she is." And Issei-kun is quite strong and handsome. This is where Esther kind of says, with that of a lustful tone. This is where Merliona says, "God, every cute boy you see, you always try to go after. You yandere bitch." This is where mostly Esther says, "Don't you do the exact same thing? Fuck you. Don't judge me." This is where mostly Merliona chuckles and says, "Yeah, you're right." This is where Esther just kind of just like shakes her head and just looks at it. Mostly Merliona says, "You bitch." This is where Merliona says, yeah, stop fucking complaining." We go into mostly both Issei and also Masashi, and also mostly Yumi kind of just switch up and say, "Yeah, we should probably stop this." This is where it's just sheep the sword back, mostly the atomic sword back, and this is where right now Yumi says, "Then what am I gonna do with the sword? I can always shatter it with one hand." This is where Yumi glares at Issei and says, "Yeah, I'm not gonna let you do that." Fine. So what are we actually going to do? This was supposed to be a friendly battle. Just a friendly battle that Yumi actually wanted to fucking get so she can actually be able to train in the atomic samurai way. Yeah, with her sword, that's completely impossible right there. He's a samurai, not a knight. This is where mostly Yumi says, "Hey, what the hell does that mean?" This is where Issei says, "I'm the closest thing to a samurai. She has a sword that's actually kind of considered to be a great sword. Mine are katanas. What about the cross thing on your kind of chest? This is just a cross. Really, it's just a cross. Okay." This is where she rushes at him with mostly a sword, an actual sword, and this is where Issei then takes out the little kind of dagger knife from the cross and just blocks it. Masashi says, "Yeah, fucking cross. Great fucking design. It's actually a knife. And actually something to disrespect other freaking swordsmen, aren't they?" Issei grins and says, "Wow, you are quite a clever girl, Masashi-chan." This is where Masashi blushes and says, "Shut up." This is where she then tries to kick Issei, which Issei managed to jump away. And this is where Issei's mostly like what's it called? Kimono was a little bit torn. This is where Issei says, "Huh? Do you have a blade under your shoe or something?" This is where she says, "Not exactly. I just train in mostly a swordsman style that usually does involve mostly using, mostly body parts like arms and legs to kind of become a sword." Interesting. So like no sword style. Yes. Actually, what the hell? How the hell do you know that? It's a sword style that I use when I'm mostly not using a sword. Wanna see who's stronger? This is where, Musashi has this kind of lustful and kind of bloodthirsty kind of look, because she's actually quite lustful in battle for most of the time. And this is where, she then kind of looks at Issei, trying to see if he's interested in a battle. Issei kind of says, "Sure, why not? I will fight you anyway. But first, we gotta figure out how Yumi's kind of sword is gonna disappear, or she can just put it somewhere." This is where, well, Yumi says, and how the hell am I gonna do that? I create a bunch of swords into an element. I haven't actually figured out how to actually disappear the sword, and I don't know how to actually call it back when I need it. This is where, well, mostly Masashi says, hey, Issei. This is where, well, Issei says, yeah? What do you want? Masashi-chan, or mostly Masashi-senpai? You are a third year, right? Masashi says, yeah, I am a third year. How about this? Mostly, you fight her, but mostly in a different dimension. I will make a different dimension so you two can actually fight. If you manage to win and manage to make Yumi yours, I want to fight you next. Wait, why? Because if you win, you can make me myself yours also. You can start making the, I guess, swordsman woman kind of harem, don't you think? Issei says, yeah, I think I'm not going to do that. This is where Masashi says, come on, Issei-kun. You know you still have a little perverted side to yourself. Issei says, no, I don't. I'm fine. Look, I'm surely fine. I don't really need that. Issei says, I don't really have a perverted side at all. This is where Masashi kind of goes up to Issei, and right now kind of like puts her face right in front of Issei, smiles with a happy smile, and says, you know that's complete lies right there. I can smell someone lying to me. Or not really smell one. I can tell who's lying to me or not. And you're trying to lie yourself. This is where, well, the girls get on guard. And this is where Masashi kind of just puts her hand up and says, no. He is kind of saying that he is no longer a pervert. But, even though he says he's no longer a pervert, I don't believe it. Well, you can believe it. He is not going to do perverse things really out in the open no more. Unlike the old Issei. But he will do it when he's in a closet. Or, yeah, you get the point. He's a closet pervert now. Issei says, I'm not a closet pervert. Now stop annoying me with this stuff. This is where, well, we'll see. What's how she said? Fine. How about, if I win, then you will go on a date with me. And you might have to cheat on mostly Yumi there. This is where Yumi blushes and looks and glares at mostly Masashi. And this is where, well, mostly Issei sighs and says, how about I don't even take, well, then again, that will ruin my swordsman pride. Fine, I'll take your stupid fucking offer. But, when I win, you ignore this and we shut up about this whole shit. This is where, well, mostly Masashi kind of pouts and saying, you're so mean, Issei. You're so mean to a girl. A beautiful girl like me. And I'm literally just asking you out for a date. This is where, well, we'll see Issei kind of sighs and just says, God, can we just ignore this stuff? Okay, fine. Fine. This is where, well, she decides to go back. And this is where she kind of makes a magic spell, barrier around mostly both Issei and also Yumi, and teleports him into a barrier of a different dimension, similar to that of the raiding games, but not much. This is where, well, Yumi has her sword out, and this is where Issei has his atomic sword out right now. This is where, well, Yumi says, it's time to see who's stronger in the swordsman style. Issei says, don't lose too fast, Yumi. Because if you lose too fast, I'm going to be quite disappointed in the fact that you lost. Yumi kind of glares at Issei and says, I'm not going to lose that easily. Stop thinking that I'm a weakling. This is where Issei says, I'm not thinking you're a weakling. I just think that you're going to easily lose. That's all. This is where Yumi glares at Issei and Issei says, but come on, let's see who's stronger. This is where, well, we'll see, Issei didn't, well, he didn't put the atomic samurai sword out just yet. He pulled out most of the second sword. And the second sword is basically, looks like a regular sword, but then it just transformed into a short blade kind of sword style, similar to that of mostly, well, Kisuke's kind of sword. It's not a bankai, no, it's just a normal short kind of sword, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly, or not bankai, it's not a zanpakuto, what the fuck am I going on, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of looks at mostly Yumi. Yumi glares at Issei. Seems that Issei is taking her still lightly. Well, it seems it's not the knife this time. This is where, well, Yumi says, you're not going to take me too lightly, are you? Issei says, no, why would I? Why would I ever take you too lightly? She glares at Issei and says, fine. Yumi right now kind of uses her elements. And this is where, well, she kind of rushes at Issei. First element that she uses is lightning, because lightning around her body crackles. Even the sword turned yellow. And this is where, like a yellowish blue color. And this is where she appears. Well, mostly disappears from Issei and appears behind him. Issei blocks the sword. Literally puts the sword behind his back, because the sword is actually about to hit him in the back. Mostly near the neck and back of his, like, yeah, back. This is where mostly Issei blocks and this is where Yumi won her eyes. She jumps backwards and then shoots like lightning bolts straight towards Issei, like lightning slash bolts. This is where Issei kind of uses a sword to literally cut them down. Just swings down and of course destroys the slashes. Issei is walking towards mostly Yumi. Yumi won her eyes and this is where she changes elements. She now uses water kind of base attacks. This is where she stabs the sword into the ground, and this is where a huge tsunami actually appears. Issei notices, and this is where Issei says, Kito number, I'm gonna just say Kito number 45, barrier. Barrier. This is where he makes a barrier to block the tsunami attack. This is where, he kind of switched up because he wasn't expecting a huge ass tsunami. His barrier almost cracked thanks to the fact that he didn't put that much Ryotsu. This is where, mostly he then felt something actually appearing behind him until he turns around to see a fireball right now rushing towards him. But the tsunami is still behind him and this is where he's confused. Until the fireball literally smashes into the water right now making steam. Lots of steam. This is where Issei is confused until he feels like he should jump out of the steam. He does jump out of the steam because a lot of steam swords, like not imagination, think of the mostly Mirage kind of blades from Virgil. But instead of being blue, they were actually like kind of a white kind of mist style, like a steam color. This is where, Issei widened his eyes and realized that mostly Yumi actually created swords that are made out of the mist. Almost to stab him, and luckily he just had the instinct to dodge all of them. This is where, Issei is looking around for Yumi because, again, he realized that he lost her. And this is where, mostly Issei says, gosh, she became much more faster. With that lightning blade attack, it's kind of getting annoying. This is where, he noticed, what the fuck, so many people are actually saying shit. No, not the point. This is where, mostly Yumi kind of, was rushing at Issei with blinding speed, with actually adding lightning and fire together. And she says, fire, and mostly she says, lightning rush fire god. This is where, she was about to swing the sword down because it was combined with two elements. Issei notices at the last thing, mostly last minute. And this is where, Issei blocks it with his hand. But this time he's adding armament hawking to actually block it. Issei narrows his eyes. And this is where, Issei doesn't have the sword in mostly his right hand because he put it in his left hand. And Issei says, no sword style. Dragon Twister, or Twister, Dragon Twister. Issei swings himself around, and of course a kind of like wave pressure actually smashes into mostly Yumi, and of course pushing her away. Yumi kind of cough up a little bit of spit, but this is where she looks up to see Issei right now have the sword right in front of her. You lost. This is where Yumi says, I didn't though. You see here, I still has a little bit of steam. Issei winds his eyes because now he sees mostly Yumi disappears into literally steam. This is where Issei sighs and sees that mostly Yumi is actually still in front of him, fine and okay. This is where she says, This is where she has a little cocky smile on her face. Issei kind of grins and says, don't be too cocky. You still lose in my opinion. This is where, Yumi says, and how do you say that? Issei swings his sword right in front of him, and a blue flash actually rushes towards her. This is where, she winds her eyes, and this is where she then uses a bunch of, mostly defense elements, like mostly earth, water, and even a bit of wind to make a windshield. Of course, that didn't still help her because it mostly slashed through it so easily, and this is where, she winds her eyes. She then uses darkness and even light attacks to attack Issei. Mostly, she's now keeping herself in the darkness dome while she's shooting light slashes at mostly Issei. Issei is dodging the light slashes. Of course, they're quite fast, and a normal person would easily get hit by this, but Issei is not normal no more. Issei is using opposition hawking to dodge the attacks. He does have future sight, so of course he's able to dodge the attack so easily. Issei is rushing towards Yumi and saying, Yumi! This is where Yumi kind of growls at this and says, I'm not going down. This is where, she then added mostly water and fire together to make a steam release again. And this is where, she swings her sword straight towards Issei, and a huge burst of steam rushes towards Issei. Issei right now uses his sword by kind of blocking it, but this is where he starts slashing through it. This is where, he rips through the steam attack, mostly the huge steam attack, and this is where Yumi glares at the Issei, and this is where she then uses something else. She then smashes the sword down to the ground and says, Crystal style. Crystal release. This is where, the sword kind of glow with this kind of like pinkish, like whitish color a little bit, and then it just starts sending so many like pinkish crystals straight towards Issei. Issei wanted his eyes and started using his sword to cut them down, but there's too many spikes actually rushing toward him. So of course he just completely dodging completely entirely by using body flicker and the sword. Well, Issei looks at mostly Yumi. Yumi kind of just smiles and says, "So how was that? Did I manage to hit you?" Issei says, "No, you didn't, but I did." Issei appears behind her and tries to cut her down until she then kind of uses crystal release to actually block mostly Issei's sword, and Issei wanted his eyes. His sword is now stuck into the crystal. Issei sighs and jumps back to sword. Well, Yumi says, "So how was that? This is where she's grinning at Issei. Issei says it's a pain, but that doesn't matter. You still are going to lose. So why? So I can become one of yours?" This is where, well, mostly Yumi kind of like shakes her body a little bit to kind of, well, mostly see if she can actually try to seduce Issei. Issei says, "Stop shaking your body, God. I'm not that easy to seduce." This is where Yumi pouts and says, "I know, but still, you completely lost, cause there's multiple of me, only one of you." This is where, well, Yumi actually appears with so many steam kind of clones of herself, and of course kind of looking like she has an army of herself. Issei sighs and says, "You're right. You did win." "Wait, I did?" "No, I'm just kidding." This is where, well, Issei disappears literally in an instant. Right now, reappearing right in front of Yumi, or mostly in the center of, well, a bunch of Yumis. And this is where, well, he then says, "Hado, number 55, explosion." This is where, well, kaboom, blowing up a huge arrow. And of course, Yumi appears into mostly a different part of mostly the dimension part. It's mostly on top of a hill because it's kind of like a hill-based place, but yeah. But of course, where she sighs, she just has her kind of arm a little bit burnt. She then thinks that Issei was fucking insane for that. Of course, she still doesn't understand what Hados and other things, but this is where, well, it seems that Issei is quite powerful in them. And this is where, well, she then kind of says, "But I can't lose." This is where she starts adding all her elements together, and this is where, well, she then feels a sword right next to her neck. She widened her eyes and realized that, well, Issei finally caught up to her. Issei says, "You move, you die," Issei said with such a cold voice, uncaring. This is where, well, Yumi kind of just sighs and says, "Yeah, right, I will die." This is where she swings her sword straight towards Issei, and this is where Issei sighs, and this is where, well, his sword almost turned black for a second. And, well, not sword, it wasn't the sword, it was the knife, and it turned almost black entirely, and he swings it once towards the element sword, and it just cuts through and destroys it, shattering it. Yumi widened her eyes. The sword itself kind of looked like it turned black for a second, and it did manage to pierce mostly Yumi's kind of like chest again, somewhere in her chest, mostly kind of from her stomach, kind of hitting another pressure point and making her pass out. This is where she says, "Not again." This is where she passed out. This is where, oh, mostly something on the sword disappeared, like darkness just disappeared out of nowhere. It wasn't a Delfoot. No, it wasn't even Ryotsu. Or it wasn't even Hawking. It wasn't even magic. It was something else entirely, based different. Issei's eyes were almost a different color. From mostly his goldenish brown eye color towards mostly a reddish color a little bit. This is where his hair almost turned black a little bit. But this is where, well, it went back to normal, and this is where Issei still says, "You lost, Yumi. Sorry about hitting you again in the same pressure point. I can ask Ozio to heal you." This is where Issei is holding onto the sword of the atomic one, but this is where, well, he then decides to go back to go get his other blade, but yeah. Yumi, we go into mostly a time skip, and Yumi wakes up and saying, where am I? This is where, well, mostly a bunch of Gena girls are gonna saying, "So Yumi, you kinda lost." This is where, well, some of the girls say, "Yeah, you did lose." They had kind of a jealous look on their face. Because mostly, well, Yumi says, "Where is Issei-kun?" "Oh, he's right now fighting against, what's it called? The Candle Leader. And also Esther from Marileona. At the same time, but it looks like he's actually managing to defeat all three of them." This is where, well, we appear back into mostly a crack appearing in, like, the center room of, what's it called? The, Candle Club. And of course, where, well, Shadow appears, and this is where, well, Esther, Marileona, and, what's it called, Masani, are kind of just shocked to believe that actually lost, well, because they're also hurt, while Issei seems to be quite fine. Issei says, "Look at that. I'm still fine." "Well, other than that, Yumi, are you fine?" This is where Yumi glares at Issei and says, "Do I look fine to you?" Kinda. This is where, well, Issei said, looking towards Yumi, and of course, Issei says, "Also, put on a shirt." This is where Yumi says, "What do you?" This is where she screams in an instant because she doesn't actually have a mostly shirt, and of course she does have her bra and other things, but her shirt isn't on, and this is where she screams, of course grabbing her chest and right now trying to cover it and glaring at Issei. This is where she's crying a little bit, but it's not much. It was just a tear because she was just startled the hell off. This is where mostly Yumi says, "You saw it, didn't you?" Issei says, "I did." But it was also the reason to save your life because I did kind of hit you on an accident pressure point. But not the point. You're fine. Everyone's fine. Now I can go home because I'm tired. This is where Yumi says, "Wait, what about the whole lost and win battle?" This is where Issei says, "I'm thinking of kind of stopping it, but you know what? Fuck it. I'll go on a date with you, Yumi. But if Rias, Akano, or even, how should I say, Koneko decide to trust us, I'm not going to be happy. I do not want to deal with them right now." That's where Yumi nodded and says, "Got it. Yeah. That'll be okay." That's where, mostly Masashi kind of says, "Wait, what about us?" This is where Masashi kind of said in such a kiddish, childish voice, looking at Issei, and this is where Issei says, "What about you?" This is what Masashi says. "What about me, Estef, and Marliana, the girls that you just defeated? Or are we not that important? Senpais, why are you so troublesome?" This is what mostly Issei said. This is where Masashi says, "Huh, you're right, we are your senpais. And yet, a second year like you isn't going to kind of, well, get the lifetime of a deal here. You defeated 3 beautiful third years, and you're going to be able to go on a date with them, but you're refusing to. That's like a coward way to go." That's where Masashi's trying to like poke at some buttons to make Issei kind of back to perverted, just so she can get on a date with him. But yeah, and she was surprised that she actually managed to lose, but it was just shocking a little bit. Of course, she actually wants to actually have Issei for herself, just so when they kind of are older to have strong children. But yeah, this is where she's trying to just see if she can lure Issei. Issei sweats up and says, "Fine, you're going with me and Yumi on our date." Yumi says, "What? We can't just go separate from them?" "Well, I mean, I'm not saying that I don't mind, but this is where almost see Issei kind of sweats up and says, "I don't know what to do with dates, okay? The first date I had, I literally got a fucking, I don't know, a light spirit through my chest. I don't know about you, Yumi, but I'd rather not die again. So that's why I don't go on dates at all and refuse to kind of go on any more kind of dates or use perverted ways to get manipulated in." This is where Yumi realized about mostly Rainer's kind of effect to Issei, and she then says, "Sorry about that. If you don't want to go on a date, never." This is where she says, "It's fine. I don't really care about Rainer's kind of impact that much. I just thought it was kind of pointless for me to go on a date again, knowing that I won't be able to go because, well, every person hates me." This is where mostly, well, before Issei can walk away, mostly Mariana says, "Wait, Issei-kun." This is where he says, "What do you want, Mariana?" Not Mariana, mostly, well, but not Mariana, mostly, Moriyama. This is where, well, Moriyama kind of says, "I want to tell you something." He says, "What is that?" "I love you." That's where, well, she kind of really feeling, she actually confessed like a fully true affection and love. Not like love that mostly shows that she's interested in children of a strong kind of warrior, but she actually has really true feelings. He says, "Well, I always loved you since middle school, okay? I just hated your pervert antics and other things." This is where she rambles on, and this is where mostly Issei seems surprised. He then kind of smiles a little gently towards mostly Moriyama, and kind of just pat her in the head and saying, "If you want to go on a date, you can go on a date together then." This is where, well, mostly not Mariana, Moriyama kind of just smiles and grins at Issei and says, "Fine. When would that be? I'll text mostly Yumi so you can text all of them." This is where Yumi kind of sighs and says, "Fine." This is where Mariana kind of just, or not Mariana, mostly Mariama kind of just walks up to Issei and kisses him right in the mouth. This is where, well, Issei was surprised. This is where, well, mostly Mariama kind of blushes and looks away and kind of says, sorry. I kind of my instinct did that. Sorry about that. All the other girls were just jealous entirely. Then Mariama did something like that. This is where Issei says, "No, it's fine. I'm fine, okay?" This is where, well, mostly Mariama kind of says, "Yeah, thank you. Again, This is where, well, she kind of runs up to Catherine and kind of says, okay, we're going, bye, let's go. This is where she grabs her and just runs, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Issei chuckles after seeing Mariyama kind of just run off. He says, well, I also gotta run off. See ya. Issei walks away, of course, even though in his mostly samurai outfit. And this is where, well, everyone's shocked. This is where, well, Yumi is jealous, while the other kind of 3 older girls are kind of jealous also. They were thinking that more, what's it called? Well, Yumi was actually going to get Issei's first kiss, but instead it's Mariyama. And Mariyama was the one to confess all her feelings, her true feelings. Because they realized they weren't actually true feelings entirely. Yumi does have actually true feelings for Issei, and she will express them later. She just doesn't know how to do it because mostly Issei's whole traumatized. And Reiner, well, yeah, she should be dead in her opinion, mostly Yumi's opinion. But right now, she doesn't know that much. She then sighs and says, whatever, we should probably start going. This is where, well, we go into a time skip the next day. The next day, well, not really the next day, it was the next day night. But, of course, it was at the night. Of course, Issei dealt with the Kendo Club and actually appeared at his house after a while, after doing a contract, because why the fuck not? It was a contract between love of mostly the opposite gender between mostly a knight and samurai. And this is where, well, Issei looks at both of them. And of course, this is where, well, he added to be fucking love counsel for both. Issei is a swordsman, and this is where, well, Issei kind of looks at the samurai and the knight, and this is where Issei says, so, samurai-san. This is where, oh, mostly, samurai-san says, I'm actually a girl? Okay, fine, wait. Knight-kun and Samurai-chan, I need to know if you two are really in love with each other. Like, you two really, really love each other. This is where both of them shake their head. And this is where Issei says, okay, I don't know much about love because my first love literally killed me, but not the point. Or tried to kill me, but not the point. Let's see the first things about love. If you two really love each other, then hug. This is where, well, mostly Issei has no clue if this is gonna work. This is where, well, they do hug each other, and this is where he says, okay, then next step is to see each other. This is where, well, mostly they kind of become embarrassed, and this is where he says, don't worry, I look over here, or I would just stay outside the room, okay? This is where Issei kind of just walks out the room, and this is where, well, both of them unsheath themselves, mostly kind of take their helmets, and of course both of them blush because they actually look quite good in their opinion. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, next step is to kiss each other. And yes, I'm just out here looking at my phone, so yeah. This is where, well, they decide to kiss each other, and this is where put back their helmets, and thank Issei for mostly trying. Issei says, you're welcome. That is basically the first step, but mostly the atomic, or mostly the steps, the many steps what the atomic samurai told me about love somewhat. He didn't know neither, so I didn't know neither. So yeah, this is where both of them question if he was actually trained by the atomic samurai. He says that, yeah, he was basically trained by the atomic samurai. He's one of the disciples. Mostly he's one of the newest disciples, but he doesn't know if he should become a hero, just like the atomic samurai. This is where, well, they kind of say that he should because, well, mostly he would definitely become one of the strongest disciples for the atomic samurai if, well, he decides to become a hero. Unlike the Knight version, because mostly the Knight-san kind of does talk about, well, mostly one of the Knight disciples for mostly the Atomic Samurai. This is where, well, mostly the girl kind of says that there was not really many samurai. Well, mostly she does like the Atomic Samurai because he was a samurai. But this is where, well, she then realized that Issei is also a samurai. He based his style on the samurai ways. This is where, well, Issei says, of course, I will base my styles on the samurai way, but not fully on the Atomic Samurai's kind of way. I will make my own way, just so I can actually see if I will be the stronger swordsman against the Atomic Samurai. One day, I will become the same level as the Atomic Samurai. One day, but not now. This is where, well, both of them get inspired from mostly Issei's words. Issei says, and you two can actually also kind of, well, be able to become stronger in your swordsman ways. Either in the knight, mostly in the knight's way, or in the samurai way. This is where, well, they were inspired, and of course they nodded. Issei says, you truly have to bond together to make your true love stronger. And of course, when you do that, you will be able to become stronger with each other. With that, you can be able to make, well, a stronger teamwork together. You can become stronger in so many ways. You two can become a knight and a samurai at once, but that'll be once in your lifetime. But you also have love multiple times, so you can make your bond much more stronger. That's why, well, mostly both of them nodded. Issei said, other than that, I don't think that was an inspiring speech, but yeah, I'm out of here. Issei starts walking away. Yes, he doesn't know how to use magic, so he doesn't care. He then gets to his house, but when he gets to his house, someone appears in his room. It's none other than Rias. Rias is trying to lose her virginity with Issei, while Issei is looking at her saying, bitch, get off. Get off. Get off. This is where Issei doesn't even touch her. He literally just gets off his bed, starts walking to the door, and this is where Rias says, what are you doing? What are you doing, Issei-kun? Oh, you're supposed to take me. I'm literally letting you. This is where Rias kind of said towards Issei with such an angry glare. Issei says, nope, nope, and no. I'm not even my perverted self. I'm okay. I literally have a date with literally 5 different girls. I'm not trying to cheat on them with you. Literally, you don't even seem the type to actually be willing to do this. You seem to be doing this out of mostly instinct because you hate something that you don't want to do. So clearly, I'm stopping myself and stopping you from doing something stupid in the near future. This is where Rias kind of blushes and says, but I am interested. Issei says, that's a complete lie. Because why the hell is there going to be a silver circle right now appearing right in front of you? Silver circle? But I don't... This is where, well, she realized Gracie is actually appearing. Yes, a silver circle just appeared right in front of her because she was actually confused in how Issei even knows about this. He used future sight. He knew that there was some kind of bullcrap going to start in his room. If Rias is here and she's desperately trying to take mostly his virginity, at the same time she's trying to hurry this up, there must be some kind of random bullcrap that means that someone's chasing her, someone's trying to force her to do something, or whatever, just an opinion. And this is where, well, Grace says, oh my god, Rias, I told you not to. This is where, well, Issei says, shut up. This is where, well, mostly Grace narrow her eyes at mostly Issei. Issei says, she did not lose her virginity. Issei puts his hand on top of Rias' head. She's just an idiot for kind of going towards someone who's not going to just take someone's random virginity, because that's stupid entirely. This is where, well, mostly, Grace nodded and says, that is true. Issei says, also, I should know your name just because I don't want to call you white hair girl. Oh, right. My name is Gracie V. Lucifish. What is your name? This is where, well, she kind of asked politely. This is where Issei says, my name is, Kisuke Urahara. This is where Issei literally says, because yes, he still has a bucket hat on his head, not the point. He just didn't change out of his outfit, so that's why he just looks completely the same with the bucket hat, but yeah. Yes, he was fighting with all the girls with the bucket hat, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly Grace says, Kisuke Urahara? The Soul Reaper? Or mostly not the Soul Reaper, the shop owner? But you don't look anything like him. Issei chuckles and says, yeah, you're right. I'm not actually Kisuke Urahara. I tried to just lie, but not the point. My name is Issei Hiro. And this is where, well, mostly Grace nodded. This is where Issei says, I am the pawn piece of Rias? Something like that? I don't know. She tries to force me to kind of take her virginity, which I didn't want to. So instead, I just waited for whoever the hell was chasing her because she looked desperate as hell. This is where, well, mostly Rias says, Issei, don't say things like that. This is where, well, mostly Gracie besides and says, God damn it, Rias. How many, this is why your family decided to think of something. Just come on. We will talk about mostly what's going to happen tomorrow, okay? This is where, well, Rias says, Issei, you're going to also come there, aren't you? Or are you just going to be lazy and not actually show up at the, we'll see, on the ORC? Because I'm actually wanting to explain things to you. And also everyone else? Yes, and also everyone else. Why do you seem also worried about everyone else instead of me? Oh, no, because I don't want to be the only one to be on a kind of almost screwed into a situation which I don't want to be in. Rias sighs and says, fine. Yes, I understand. Yes, I truly understand about everything. This is where, well, Issei says, do you really understand? Or do you just understand some things? Rhea says, I understand, okay? Jeez. This is where we almost see Gracie chuckles and says, okay, we'll be leaving then. Issei Hyodo. Your name seems familiar. Why is that? I guess you can say that I was someone trained by the Atomic Samurai. I was trained by also Drakyo Mihawk. And I was also trained by Mosikisuke Urahara. Probably all those words. This is where Will Gracie wind her eyes and say, that's not what I was thinking, but okay, you're basically a stronger swordsman than anything. This is where, well, Issa says, yep, and I am a napalm piece of Rias. I think. I don't know what really is happening, but you know what? I'm just gonna throw those names out, but yeah. This is where, well, not really names. He didn't really say anything about those strong swordsmen. He just said he was trained by 3 of the strongest swordsmen, so that's probably one way that she knows about him. Which mostly Issei doesn't really have a connection or any of that, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly she sighs and says, I understand. Okay, fine, then I'll be leaving. Issei says, yeah, bye-bye. This is where, well, right now, before going to sleep, his phone, or not even a phone, a snail literally starts ringing. Ring. Open the fucking phone. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of grabs a snail from his coat. And this is where, well, he decides to answer and says, yes, hello, who the fuck is calling me in the fucking middle of the night? This is where, well, the person says, yo, Issei, it's been a while. Issei says, Law? What the hell do you want? This is where Law says, oh, I just want a favor. Are you willing to help me in a battle between, well, how should I say, Doflamingo? This is where Issei says, I'm already getting screwed over by such a weird situation, and now you're asking me for an even weirder situation? Fine, where do I go, and how many days would it take me? It would take you about, how should I say, 15 days to get over here, probably. I will actually be prepared to actually fight against him. Who else is there? There's also Mugiwara and also his, how should I say, Mugiwara. Yeah, Mugiwara and his crew. I see. God, I really want to just punch you in the face. This is where, well, Law says, hey, calm down. Why the hell you want to punch me in the face? You're really annoying me. This is right now in the middle of the night. I'm trying to go to sleep. I just got annoyed by 4 girls who literally, or not, wait, 4 girls in a battle. And then one girl confessing to me. And then now I got some crazy red-haired girl who's trying to take my virginity and hers together because she was desperately needing something. And now you're calling me for this bullcrap. Can this all fuck off? This is where I almost see Law says, Eesh, seems like you have problems. No shit, dumbass. Okay, well, other than that, bye. This is where Law disappears, but this is where Issei kind of just says, asshole. This is where Issei puts a snail on top of his desk and decides to kind of fall asleep. But yeah, for right now, I'll be leaving the offer for only part 3. But yeah, other than that, bye soon, yeah.